Hello, today I will show you how to work with Taiko, so we will be able to understand basic of this testing. Okay, so now I will switch here and I will open the Visual Studio. So this is the test, this is the example we initialized with a gauge init.js command, and it created a example structure. So now let's imagine the situation that we want to learn Taiko and testing in JavaScript from the scratch, from the very beginning. And let's say that we want to use an existing example from Gauge Taiko to create something new, to create a sample test just by opening a website and I don't know, typing the login and the password into fields and then checking if everything working as it should be. So what we need to do. So here we have an example specification, and this is something that is rather basic, but I would like to simplify it as most as it is possible. So I will create another specification, and then I will create a separate JS file with functions. So let's start. Okay, I will select this one and I will click here and I will call it test-awx.specs, and here I need to specify the very basic things. So let's call it, this is the title of this test, so AWX login test, like that. Then we can type to execute this specification, right? Use, and now something like npm test, because it is in a test directory. Okay, and the gauge is initialized inside this test directory. Now what we need to do, we need to type something like a very basic thing, and I will pick up it from this one. So basically I will just copy it and paste it into this, but instead open to the application I will use command open AWX website, and currently it will be something like this, a very basic thing. And then I need to specify a task, so it will be a task login to AWX, and let's specify this task. So yeah, something like login with credential and an admin, something like this, and password. Yeah, okay, fine. So basically what we need to do, we need to scroll down and copy this line and go back here and paste it here. Okay, so we have two tasks that we need to create. So before we will proceed, we need to understand how it is working. If I will go here, you can see if I will hit Ctrl on my keyboard, I can then select the proper task, click the left button of the mouse, and it will show me the function with a proper name. So what we need to do, basically there is a problem, and I will show you this in a moment, but it is something that is good to understand. I'm talking about names of functions and variables. So you need to remember that all of them should be unique. And the best approach here in companies or even at home lab, when you're programming something, is to define common functions that can be used in every single test, every single project, like open web browser, close web browser, open a URL, blah blah blah, something like this, and then create a JavaScript in this case only if you want to specify some kind of unique functions that will not exist in another project, right? So that's the reason, and because of that I can use a general function from here. So I can leave it this one and this one, and what I'm going to do in fact, I will use the option open to do application, but I will copy it like that. And now I want to create a functions steps for AWX or something like this. So select this one and then create a new file, and it will be awx-steps.js. And now I will paste it here, but open, and I will delete this one, and instead I will type AWX website. And now I will change this to AWX and this admin homes, like that. Yeah. And why I implemented only this function? Just because it is only specific for this test. And now if I will save it, Ctrl S, and I will go to this one, and you can see now it's available. I can hit Ctrl on my keyboard and hold this Ctrl hit and hold it, and then select it with the left button of the mouse and click it here, and now it will open the function. And how it is working? Well, this specification, first of all, Taiko is working the way that it is looking for functions, like in this case open AWX website. This is like the step that runs before every scenario, but basic functions are defined here. So I'm talking about this, and this. All of this I could copy, but the problem is that you need to then remember to create a specify to create unique names for functions, because if you have a same name, then there is a problem it will not work. So my test, this AWX actually will use functions from this, so it will look for them, all of those actions like open a browser here. Of course, we can copy them and get rid of this thing. So I can do this, and then it will work, but you can also leave it as it is. It depends on your needs. So if you will copy it, please change names. So that's the reason, and I hope I explained it. So let's understand it. So we can eventually get rid of this example, and if we will get rid of that example, we will have to remove unnecessary functions from this file and leave only those common functions that will be common for every steps. Right? This is the way we can work. Or we can create everything from the scratch. It depends on your needs. Okay, so now it is a time to create a next step, logging with credentials, admin and password. So now I will go to my AWX steps, and here I will define something like a step for this a function for this step actually. So I need to define a step, and then of course something like login. Of course the best idea is just to copy the whole name, login with credentials, like that. Control C, Control V here. Okay, but inside the like that. And now we need to use something like curly bracket, if I remember correctly, and user name, something like this, along, and password, like that. And yeah, that's it. And after then colon, comma, sorry, accents, and now username and comma and password, like that. Nice. And it goes like this to the okay, like this. So we open the curly bracket, and okay, fine. Now we need to write three things. We need to use functions that they are defined also here. And if I Control F, so I'm going to find write, you can see something like this. Write into cells and await, press enter. So I will copy this one, go back here and paste it here. And before, I need to add two functions to write things. The first will be for a login, and the second will be for password. And how to find out what should be here, and how to fill login and password. Well, I will minimize this one. I will open this one. I will go to the directory cd home. In my case, it's Adrian and test directory, like that. Print working directory. Fine. List it. Okay. And now I will use command npx Taiko, because I want to run Taiko. Fine. Now I will type API, and I have something like text box, and I have something like write. So I can use a write function, and then we can find out how to make it work. I mean, just because without this you will not be able to this is the page function. So we have a write, go to reload, go back, go forward, title, click, double, and blah 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 blah. But you have something like write. So if I will use something like .api write, I have something like this. And now it tells me await write admin into text box username first true. Right? So I have an example. So what I can do, I can select it, Ctrl Shift C to copy it, go back to Visual Studio and paste it directly like that. Nice. But please remember to add a new bracket and end it like that. Okay, fine. So now I can copy this line and I can paste it this way. So I will do exactly the same thing, but instead I can use something like password into text box, but the text box is called how? Password. And I will show you in a moment why. Okay, so I will open a website, and now I will try to run the home button. Okay, this one, and I want to test this one. close this, and we'll close this. And I have something like welcome to AWX, and I have a field username and the password. So if I will click with the right button of the mouse here, and I will choose inspect, I have something like this. So there is a user form, and this for a username you can see, and the same it goes here. And for the password, it's exactly the same thing below. So not a problem, and we can expand it, and here we go. And eventually you can click here and inspect Q. So we have two fields, username and password. And of course I can detect the button, but I just want to hit enter to be able to log into this website. I will close it now. And well, this is actually everything, I think, right? Password, admin password, into text box password, and press enter. That's it. And this is everything what you exactly need to do. So Ctrl S to save the functions, and eventually you have to go here. So if you will click this, so you can exactly see to which step is assigned to this function. Okay, we'll close this one, and I will go here, and now I will try to run specification, so I will be able to check is it working as expected. So let's try. Click it here, open the website, and test failed. However, logging to AWX references go to is not defined. So yeah, there is a problem that go to is not defined. And if we will go here and we will try to Control F, go to, you have something like this, and go to, and now it should be defined here. So the problem is that you will have to copy all of these. You can try to make it work. Control C, go back here and try to type it before this function above. Control S, and let's try to run the test once again. Run the specification. Now it will try to type login password, and it will close, and you can see the one executed, one passed, and test passed. So we can see how we can easily solve the problem and how we can run everything. Eventually, if you want to get rid this step implementation, you can do something like this. You can copy this, and this. Okay. So we need these functions. Control C. Go back here. Paste them before this step, like that. Okay. Control S. Now we can try to get rid of this implementation. Delete it, please. Move to trash. And also I will try to get rid of this example. Delete it. Move to trash. And now, okay, I forgot one simple thing. Clear the task, so I will write this function here. Okay, I will go here, and we can write something like this, step, and then I will call it clear all tasks, like that. Passing a function like this way. Yeah, and await, evaluate we go. Like that. Like that. To local storage and dot clear like that, and yeah, and semicolon, and then it should be like this, and then at the end there should be a semicolon. Control S. Let's check it now, and if we will go here, clear all tasks, and it is working correctly. So now I will save it and close. And I will save this, and I will try to run this specification once again. And it's opening. Username, password. Yeah, password was wrong because I don't want to provide my real password, but you can see the it is executed and passed, so the test is working as expected. And this is exactly what I was talking about in the beginning, that in the JS file you need to have those functions copied. Of course, you can see some of them are not in use. You can see above is declared, but its value is never read. So some of those are not working yet, but in the future we can use them, and you know, to find out if there are an option to detect some kind of title, a text, etc, etc. So you can define function from Taiko. You can define them here. You can provide something like, I don't know, text like you have seen, or you can provide something else like a title. It is not available here, and we can define it, and we can check is the title correct of the website. I'm talking about the single tag actually in HTML. So let's check this, and here is the title of the website AWX, and if you will just view the source page, and we'll look for something like Control F title, you have the title here, and it is defined in the title like that. Eventually you can do this and this. It should look for the title tag, and thanks this you can see it here on the tab AWX. This is the title of this website, so we can look for the title as an example. Okay, so yeah, and that's it actually. So this is the way we can learn basic things, and at the end what we can do, we can go to this test directory, okay, not a trash but my home, and let's go to test, and here we will go into the reports. So we will see the result in HTML file. Okay, it's opening. You can see the result. Congratulations, you've gone all green and saved the environment. And if you will click here, you can see open AWX website, login with credentials, clear all tasks. That's it. This is everything how it is working, and how test is working. I mean, it goes all through all those steps. It's executing them one by one, so you can add more tests. And what about HTML report? It is regenerated every time when we run the test. So that is why if we want to solve the problem in the future, I will show you how to run it as a Docker. And why? Because thanks to this we can achieve one simple goal. I mean, every report each time will be saved as a separate archive, and it will be saved in Jenkins. That's it, and you will be able to download it as an artifact and extract it, so you will not lose any data, but every single test will be saved and report will be generated for every test. But this is something that is more advanced, and I'm going to show you this sooner or later. I need to prepare for this to be able to exactly explain everything step by step and let you understand how we can achieve this goal. Okay, so what I would like to show you, one thing, here is basically a Docker file, and yeah, I can install it at Docker. Why not? It's installed, so I will close it. And you can see this Docker file is actually generated by Gauge. When you initialize the Gauge, it is just created, and you can see what is going on here. So from node, it is running apt get update. By the way, it's an outdated. I have no idea. I will have to check it. What kind of a Docker image it is running. However, you can see then it is installing GNU GPG and CI certificates, and then it is installing the Chrome. So Google Chrome stable is installed. Then we have environmental variables, so we can then define everything, install npm, and actually you can see work dir Gauge, and then it is adding a group Gauge and user Gauge, and also creating a home for Gauge user, and so yeah, the owner of the home Gauge will be a Gauge user, and also the Gauge directory inside the home Gauge user directory, and npm install. You can see here get Gauge, npm install, Gauge install screenshot, Gauge config check updates false, npm test. So it is actually running a Docker file with a browser, and thanks to this we can run tests. What is interesting, if we will go to environments here in JS properties, we can then set the debug to true if we want to debug, and there's also something like headers property, so we can run the Google Chrome in headers mode, so we can set it to true, and then it will just run it in headers mode. Now it is good to understand, but there is a fine thing that actually we can create a pipeline in Jenkins, modify this Docker file a little bit, and actually run this Docker container in an environment with a machine that has a Docker and is able to run it. So actually we can, thanks to this approach, we can run tests using a Docker file that is building a Docker container, and run a test inside this Docker. And yeah, that is why we need to modify this Docker file to be able to save the HTML report outside this Docker, and then in the next step in a pipeline in Jenkins, actually in Jenkins files, you define the pipeline. Inside of it, it is able to pick up the file and save it as an artifact inside the job, the Jenkins job. So this is the goal we are going to achieve, and at the end we will have a working environment. I hope that I explained everything pretty well, right? So thank you very much. Have a nice day or night. Take care.